Hello, everybody, once again. We are back with UnMetal Unleashed here with MGSR. Back with us, we have Jack, who's been an absolute pleasure to deal with all day. Toto's back with us, and Fran is back as well for the final block. In the meantime, we do have a quick donation. We have 50 euros from Novez. He says, "Thanks for having me and using UnMetal to make a difference in the world." Always good to have the man himself, Jesse Fox, present. And NickRPGreen has $28. This is 28 euros. I don't know why it's in different currencies, but I digress. That's 14 for the 14 minutes I've shaved today, plus another 14 because, well, 14 wasn't a lot, okay? One more block to go. Good luck to all the runners, and a huge thank you to everyone behind the scenes for making this event epic. Thank you to you both, and hopefully we'll have some good to stuff. Oh, looks like we dropped it. All right, so let's see what we got here. In the meantime, I can.
And additionally, since we did the kindest of introductions, I also want to say welcome to the commentary crew, Glenn. It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
To everyone out there, while we're waiting for everything to get started, I want to do a shout out, and we're going to be watching Saber finish up their run here soon. But shout out to many of you who have been chatting out in chat while you may be applauding all the runs happening today and all the donations for an incredible cause. And also all the word things that fall out of the mouth of the people on the screen in front of you. I want to say a major thank you to everybody out there lurking and chatting it up, enjoying the moments, and congratulating the personal best today. I'm going to take a step in to say that the cool part about this event is while many races are competitive and much of the content on this channel involves cooperative mentality, this is a really interesting cooperative effort for so many people just to push forward on their own personal bests and see how they can improve on our humble game. So it's been exciting to see so many people be able to say personal bests today. And it's going to be exciting when Glenn turns around and beats the world record one day, because that was a passionate set of attempts, my friend.
Yeah, that wasn't unfortunately in my favor. The game just did not want to show me chapter 4 on a good pace, so
I don't know, there was one run that you were sterling up until a certain point.
yeah, and it happens, so we're just gonna deal with it tomorrow.
All right. And welcome back, Toto. I hope you're doing wonderful again for another block.
Yeah, it's really great to be here. Again, we are going to see a lot of different stuff here as Green is doing the end of the game, and we are going to see a lot of new runs right now. And what about you, Jack? How has been going this day?
Today has been actually incredible. I'm sure Fran, who's also here for a short time with us still, can say it is just kind of humbling to see so many people play the game. And I mean, Fran, you're the one that said it yourself. It's kind of humbling to see people studying your game, is what you said earlier today, and even on the break, right, friend?
Yeah, that's correct. So humbling is a perfect word. So I mean, honored. I was honored just seeing all these people studying the game so deep, and just using so many hours of the free time just to study the game, and I felt humble and honored at the same time. So it's amazing. It's amazing.
So while we're finishing up the run from Saber as well last time, some of the things that we're looking at, and if you want to keep an eye on the right side, looking at the way that people are gaining experience from knocking out guards without them being aware, will actually affect a lot of how the route can play out later. So keep an eye on that while we watch yet another person walk through the labyrinth and hopefully not make mistakes.
Okay, let's see what happens this time.
All right. Glenn, I know that you were working to get this late, but when it comes to Labyrinth, what are your thoughts on this part of the game specifically from your experience?
I definitely need to figure out better ammo management beforehand.
Okay.
Since as far as running is concerned, a lot of the ammo boxes seem to be stuck behind the doors that take more than 3 punches.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of, where's the best place to get ammo faster? Is it better to just break the boxes that are out in the open? It's, and you just kind of wonder, like, what are these little things you can do that are along your way, on the way to the end of the labyrinth, or even on the way to it? So it's just kind of one of those things that I and probably some other people need to think about as they progress with their time with the speedrun.
One question. All right. I haven't actually ever had a situation where I had to think about this, but how many ghosts in the any percent run that you all are doing? Because I noticed you don't attack all of them. How many ghosts do you actually need to take out? Do you know that off the top of your head or not yet?
I've never actually bothered to count, and I've thought about it, considering the ammo management problem.
Mm-hmm.
It might be something I do at some point in the next month or so, since I do have some other things I need to tackle. So it's going to be something I kind of put on the back burner and get to it when I can, but it's definitely something I've thought about and it's crossed my mind. It's like, okay, well, 30 extra % damage, it only takes 2 bullets instead of 3, so...
That is... Oh, go on, Toto.
Yeah, no, I agree with Glenn. Is right about the fact that dealing with the ghost depends a lot on the situation again. So if you manage to have a good pack of ammunition at the moment, it's really better. But also you have to deal with the increasing damage ammo stuff. So you can manage it many different ways again.
So one of the things that I have actually taken for granted and I haven't thought about that much is that with the increased damage, bullet or gun damage, it's 2 shots instead of 3. In fact, I would almost ask, how early do both of you prefer to have the gun damage trait specifically? Like, what chapter do you try to get it on?
I try to get it at any point before the samurai boss, and during the practice IL when I got home, I got level 6 at the boss fight. So as the boss fight began is when I got level 6, as the experience was still loading. I'm like, oh, this is going to be fun. Oh, okay, I'm level 6. We're good.
Toto,
same.
You're the same? You go for a samurai boss specifically?
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier. Yeah, completely. For me, level 6 is the major game changer because, doing a lot of damage versus Takuma, for instance, is really helpful. And hopefully we did find the anti-red skip using the blood bag. And so it was also another way to not using the stamina skill that you can have. You can choose between the ammo damage increase or the stamina increase. And now we found the bloodbath thing and all that skip, we can take the damage ammo increasing instead of. So it's really cool.
A comment that we've been talking about earlier today that you might not have heard, Glenn, was talking about trying to get level 6 before the helicopter, Black Thunder, because the damage from the damage increase from guns applies to the Zodiac. If you did or didn't know that. So my question is, oh wait, before we go on,
GG, yeah,
GG,
GreenZSaber,
51, yeah.
You know, going
Really
through
great.
between blocks on his run, and he just knocked it out of the water.
Yeah,
that
that's
is
new
amazing.
personal best. Yeah.
Alrighty.
Congratulations.
GG's. 51.
That was did I miss a 1 cycle on General X?
It's 1 cycle, yeah. I think
Wow.
I saw 1 cycle in General X. So
I'm gonna have to go back and look at that.
It did, yeah.
I didn't see it. Oh, 5127. Typo. My fault.
I love how, Glenn, you're just like, I've got to go back and see it and study it and emulate it and do it again.
Something crazy. Then you gotta look at it. Like one of the other speed runs I'm dabbling in right now is, I don't know if you guys heard Metroid Dread came out, but you know, that run's being busted wide open by, you know, that crazy Discord server that's growing every day. But it's neither here nor there. But it's one of those things you see the run develop in a short time, and you go, oh my gosh, I gotta study this, and then from there go on to
yeah, I mean, you have to hit all the games. That's
Right.
really what you're saying, is you have to hit all the games. Speaking of
Absolutely.
Metroid Dread, last I heard it was 98 minutes.
I recall seeing it was 1 hour 41 minutes. I heard found another video that somebody had found another upgrade really early, you know, trying to avoid spoilers.
So,
oh yeah.
looks like Nick is opting for the stamina upgrade here, one of the secrets. Going for a more safe, not crazy 1 pixel dodge of the shredders like someone else we know. Glenn, you had some close calls.
Close calls that were too close, and then all of a sudden you're dead, and I'm like, nope, I'm out.
That last one was tragic, but some of the ones earlier, you got out loud, like, cries out of nowhere. So, can you tell a little bit, both of you tell a little bit about the strategy about sewer junk?
I throw fire at him, and let's see if he dies. I'm still trying to figure out the dialogue skip and just killing him with the flamethrower consistently, but we're getting there. Nick got
actually,
real quick.
Nick got
he kept the flamethrower.
Indeed.
For the end of the chapter.
And 720. See, chapter 2 is one of those weird ones I've like heavily focused on, and I'm like, I gotta get a good time on this, you know, 7 minutes, and I think there was one of my attempts I had a 650 something.
He kept the flamethrower. He managed to kill it in 1 row.
Yep.
Yeah, and keep it.
He managed to get what's called flamethrower skip, is what people have called it. I don't know if that's going to be the final name, but yeah, that is awesome.
It's removed from your inventory on the beginning of chapter 3, so you cannot use it anymore. Anyways.
So
that is until you guys find a bug where you're suddenly going through the entire game with the flamethrower.
Soon.
Yeah, it's in case you did it.
That would be terrifying, by the way.
That will completely break the game.
It would outright.
It could get interesting.
Yeah. In fact, the flamethrower and the electromagnetic grenades, they share the same slot, in the inventory.
That's a good point.
So
that
having
means
you could there's one of them you couldn't choose. I don't know which one, but
or you could just code it in where the flamethrower would just constantly spew out electromagnetic grenades.
I don't know what could happen actually.
So
No, you just
Game's
have
only been out 3 weeks, so we'll see what develops. It is a lot of fun though, so I've definitely enjoyed my time and then some.
So I just saw Nick loot both of the characters there for bullets. When there's more bullets in here. A question I have is about bullet management on Chapter 3. What are your thoughts on it?
I personally get most of the ammo just during the Megadron fight. When you pick the gun, you can have around 10 bullets, and then when you're doing the fight against Megadron, you can easily get a lot of ammunition right there. So I think it's completely enough. We're going to see it right now.
The one issue I do have with Megatron myself is the reload time is not always agreeable with with his cycles, depending on how you do it. So I think Nick might be making a pretty smart play here, having at least a little bit of extra ammo. But I do agree with Toto. You have tons of time to at least grab more ammo. The issue then becomes, do you have enough time to reload it and not die?
Yeah.
I think that will be very dependent on where you stand in that scenario.
So, that was a situation of 19 bullets spent to take it out. So that's an interesting milestone to go for before you even walk in there. Wonder how much looting those two guys to get their bullets changes out the route for that room, and how much time you save. Interesting little thoughts like that just kind of pop on my head.
Certainly, and you've got, a dozen or so people in this, and you see all kinds of ideas that they may or may not have discussed in the channel we have here in the Discord, but you see weird things, or you see on the fly things that work out positively. So it's just one of those, like, okay, this is live. How do you adjust? Do you want to reset in this scenario because this isn't a marathon? This is more of a showcase. More of a showcase. Well, I guess I shouldn't say it's less of a race, more of a showcase, but I really did love the addition of the cones here.
The cones.
Yeah, the cones to the thermal sensors where Nick's at right now.
So, are you aware that those cones do not show up when you're wearing the IR suit unless you're on easy?
I did not. I haven't played the higher difficulties since playing through it casually.
So, that's an addition to the suit on easy. As well, there is another item, the cigarette butt, that enables you to see them. So on easy is the only way that you can move around and see the cones while you're wearing the suit. Just a little addition that we did, just as an interesting little touch, where we can add that functionality in higher difficulties.
Oh.
But
And Nick just got an arrow.
Nick took a load, yeah. Well,
no.
Yuri's on our favorite boss here.
You can see every aspect of the first part of the game right here, because you have Yuri dealing with Grenade Guy and Devil Dude who just beat Sewer Junk. So you can see chapter 1, 2, and 3 at the same time.
I'm always interested to see which mind patterns everybody found when they launched the game. It's the homie maintenance Mike.
Best Mike, dude Mike.
Dude Mike, it's a good one.
I love maintenance Mike. I just call him dude Mike.
Nick going for some extra bullets as well again. Nick seems to have a lot of desire to have some bullets.
The thing I find interesting is getting bullets at this point. I wonder if the time you spend searching is going to be possibly outweighed by the amount of time that you can do for the better bullets. Oh, wait, no, never mind. You guys
Nick,
skipped
where are
that
you
with
going?
mind skip. Oh, my thought process is obsolete. I was thinking about all the bullet boxes outside of Turret Storm.
Yeah. Nick's. What's that?
Okay,
Markinson,
later.
come back. Boss defeated. There we go. Chasing Markinson is really fun. It's really just more interesting when you get to be in the same corridor as him the entire fight. You're just chasing him down like a kid with a squirt gun. You're just shooting him as he runs from you.
I like it in at least the way that I route on Perfect Percent, because you get Tiger Lunge, so you get the teleport. So you're shooting him and teleporting after him the entire time, which is even ridiculous looking. Because the distance to teleport to him is about half the distance from one intersection to the other. So you just wait till he gets to the new intersection, he aims at you, you teleport to him while you're shooting to him, and he runs away. And it's just a great little way to just keep following and shooting.
Nick taking advantage of the suit hiding your scent. See what my pattern he's getting. Oh! Come on, Nick.
Oh.
I had Plywood's patterns up here on my phone. Let's see, he blew up there. That's... If I saw that correctly, it's what Plywood has pattern number 1. Yeah, that's what it looked like. But, you know, Plywood found another pattern over the weekend, so... Or over the course of the week, excuse me. I got all my days mixed up.
Yeah. Devil Dude, by the way, working again on having a cleaner fight as well. Been around all day working on the PBs, if you saw that earlier, Glenn. Devil Dude started at
crazy today. He's just there and he's going at it.
Dude started out with 1 hour and 35 minutes and has been chopping off like 8 minutes here, 10 minutes there, 2 minutes here. It's just been great. I'm excited to see what Yuri starts with.
Well, it's going to be interesting.
So, as a person who doesn't know much, there's many people here who are here from many different communities. Can you give a little backstory on the people that are running and working on their times today?
So as far as the current runners are concerned, I'm really most familiar with you, Nick, the main player at the moment. Nick is more of a newer Metal Gear runner, MGS1, and he was part of the Twin Snakes tournament that we're just about done with here. If I remember right, the bracket is not up for me at the moment, but that's not this league. And Plywood is at this point kind of an old boy. He's actually one of the people that taught me how to play MGS1 on PC, and someone who's been around, one of our admins. You know, he dabbles in a lot of different games, a lot of horror games, a lot of Metal Gear games. One of the few people that will defend Survive, but we're not going to talk about that one. And then Yuri and Devil Dude, I'm actually not familiar with. I'm not interacted with them. As Yuri goes for the wrong team. All right, we're done.
Gotcha.
Cheese man.
Hey, you know what? Respect for the cheese. That is the third cheese today. First one was Puzon on the world record run. So we have been jokingly calling it the luck of the cheese. Then I don't know if Devil Dude was listening to us, but immediately started doing cheese then too. And Yuri is now the third. So respect.
And it only costs you one input.
You know, I do have to say the second thing, and this was way earlier today, Puzon's second run chose sheep as the option on chapter 3.
Oh
So there have been some good moments today.
Ultimate Chad decision is fighting the drill sergeant today.
What was that? I'm sorry.
Ultimate Chad decision of the day would be fighting the drill sergeant.
You know, I feel bad that other people don't get to fight drill sergeant on any %. I understand completely why, but still.
Right.
Ooh, Nick here with an alert holding the door closed. This
He
is
might
not
get
gonna be
away
fun.
with it here, though. If this guy
Yes.
Mike, don't
Right.
you do it.
Oh,
Wow,
Okay,
got away with it. Okay,
nobody's-
cool.
it's cool.
Okay. I will laugh if he PBs with this too, because this chapter 5 like gives me anxiety at this point with the alert. But yeah, because I run any %, I don't get to fight the drill sergeant, so I will take the people I know that are gamers, and I'm like, I got a boss for you. I'll make them fight the drill sergeant. My brother actually almost got through it first try.
I feel sad whenever I see someone get it first try, and they're the type of person that fails every time they can to see all the options.
Me.
And they'll accidentally do it first time, and they're like, oh, well, what was that supposed to be? And I'm like, you just did something amazing.
Now we got 3 boss battles on stream now. We got Yuri at Sewer Junk. Devil Dude is dealing with Marcusson. Ooh, and takes a death there. Yeah, them lasers they'll sneak up on you. And then Nick's got Splash Mike this time. No longer Machine Mike. Interesting setup with the rockets he's got here. And I think everybody, for the most part, seems to have their own kind of way of fighting the tank.
Are there any optimizations? Because a lot of this is just waiting on the tank to shoot. And I noticed you do some things that the one time I saw you playing on this, you do some things that I only saw Puzon doing. So what have you found to optimize this fight other than wait for giant missiles and bullets?
So if you've got a couple grenades left over, which after Mike you should, if you grabbed 8, the crates only take 2 grenades to explode, which is nice. So I'll immediately at least walk to the center ones and yeet my other 2 grenades at him. And if I have a moment between missiles, or if he's just in a really crappy spot or I'm in a crappy spot, I'll try and wander over to one of the crates I know has more grenades in it, and I use those and open more that I know have rockets in them. So hopefully that usually would play out in my favor. It hasn't today, obviously, but I didn't even know there was a grenade there. But it's the tank fight is one of those things where it's like you're waiting around a lot, so you want to explore and see what you can do. And those crates just so happen to have a health bar. So I think I'll take my free grenades shot, see what's in them. I think now it just kind of comes down to optimizing which ones are closer, which ones have what in them. And I think Sergeant has some pictures put in the Discord. They're pinned somewhere. That actually has all that information, which is good. We have saved Leonard.
Right now, Yuri and Plywood are pretty close to each other.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
They're at the
in the
same
same
room.
room.
High five here.
And Devil Student is going to maybe do the landmine skin. We don't know.
Doesn't like it.
No, yeah. He usually do the safer strat.
If he's not aware of the patterns and all that, who could blame him?
Yeah, no problem. And during this time, Nick is doing
Water level.
some
Which I will admit,
submarine
water level
pitch.
done well. It's short enough to not be irritating, but still challenging enough to actually, be an enjoyable experience for a water level where a lot of people don't really enjoy them. So,
Fran,
that's
what
a
do you
good one.
think about hearing that from Glenn?
It's a good one.
Yeah, it's a good one because most people hate underwater underwater levels, but
I know Jack can vouch for this. The biggest gripe I had with this was the fact that I feel the submarine is made of wet paper.
Well,
Word
I
for
mean,
word.
it is American. That's why they described it that way. That said, the recent patches that reduced the damage taken, I'm sure you appreciated that.
It's just enough for you to. It still feels like it'll, break apart if you breathe on it wrong, but noticeable enough to not feel like I can't touch a wall ever. Right?
For the sake of trivia, how much do you think we reduced the damage from its previous amount in easy?
Probably
Any
somewhere
guess?
no more than 25%.
oh, you're completely wrong.
Dang, I'm good at overshooting.
50% less damage.
No kidding.
Yeah, it took 50% reduction for it to go from sneezing on it bad to tissue paper.
It's something.
He's doing really well. Yeah.
That was a good Yu-Gi-Oh.
In my defense, it was somewhere between the fact that I first played it on medium and haven't played medium since.
Oh, good point. Because medium is now 25, so.
That makes sense.
Under the Colonel.
Yeah, Nick's at the source of my frustration today. Dude, I wish I could go down to the docks and just grab $50 million for nothing. You know how fun that would be?
Well, at first, when you start the chapter, it's quite surprising to grab it.
Yeah, I was like, oh, look, actual money. Okay, what are these for?
Yeah, what's the use?
I mean, it's okay. It's just a paltry sum of $10 million out of nowhere. The first
Yeah, I
one you
mean-
grab.
At least 5 or 6 times that you can do that.
It's daily stuff, yeah.
Just stuff you find every day. Drug cartel monies locked in unlocked crates on the docks, and you know your average nuclear submarine.
Just
That-
just after your submarine trip, yeah.
So, I would like to hear the two of you talk and compare strategies about how you deal with the nuclear sub. Outside of punching it, of course.
But I want to punch it.
I would like to
Can I
go
have my
with the
platform back?
flamethrower.
Can I get some more uranium balls since I can't punch it? You took my platform away.
Well, I mean, to be fair, we did give you more uranium balls in the patch.
It's true.
Well,
That
Nick is doing
hair of
great.
health is what
Oh,
really made me mad earlier. I think that was when I GG'd. Is I had that little like 2 pixels of health left on the bar of the nuclear sub. And I'm like, oh, that's a thing. Okay, I'm out. I don't have time to do a full run because I had to be here with you guys.
I respect that, GG, but a part of me was like, I want to see more Glenn run. I was sad. I'm like, there's so much more shenanigans that Glenn could show us. It is fine though. Oh, is this before we fixed the spawn bug?
Or
Mike's appearing in the
Oh.
river.
I'm not sure which patch Nick is on.
I'm pretty sure we fixed it. I'm just making sure.
I haven't seen it on 1.06, but
That was
I've
still
seen it,
one
and
of
it's honestly hilarious that it even happened in the first place.
That
the
was,
guards. Yeah, it
yeah,
was
that-
fixed in the last patch, yeah.
that was one of the hardest ones to describe to Fran with a straight face. In fact, in the patch notes, normally I'm like, oh, here's a description of blah, blah, blah. Like I'd break it down. That one simply said guards are appearing, if an alert, guards appear in the river underneath the helicopter. And in the notes underneath it was simply blah, ha, 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 because that's the only thing I could think of to respond to with that.
I would have I described it as something like one of the guards turns into Jesus under an alert and walks on water. And then if you kill him or if you run him over, he dies and you get game over.
It's really interesting right here because Yuri, Plywood, and Devil are doing the jungle part, dealing with the landmine field.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you can see a lot of things happening right here.
You know what
And
I just thought about
yeah,
when you
and
when you
Nick-
finish your thought.
Huh.
Go ahead.
yeah, and Nick just did a really good chapter 7, dealing with both boss and Black Thunder.
There's something I noticed. I was going back and watching through Kuzan's run when I read what time he got. I went, "Oh dear Lord, what did he do?" I noticed he doesn't bind anything except for a few, 3 or 4 things to his control stick. Something I've always wondered why he doesn't, because all you gotta do is load a chapter, and whatever you have bind at that
Oh.
point is binded, and it stays that way, which is nice, very generous.
So, hold on.
There was
Perfect clone of Mike. Just saying.
yeah, and at the same time, difficult times in the landmine field. for Yuri.
I don't know, man. Devil just walked right through it.
Plywood just made it.
I feel that's I think Yuri is unfortunately being a minesweeper without obtaining the item yet.
Ooh.
Ooh, we got work. Oh.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Looks like he's gonna take a reset there. Still the best looking clone of Mike I've ever seen.
I mean, shows you how green Mike is as a soldier.
Those two in particular, yes. I guess it does.
50 save here.
There.
So I gotta ask, Jack, you've obviously watched a ton of these runs. Is Puzon's chapter 9 from earlier today the fastest you've seen that done?
Yes.
Like 8:54 or something crazy.
Now, in my defense, I haven't seen a lot of speedrunning specifically. The time that I would spend watching them, I've been working on other things.
Gotcha.
But yeah, no, Puzon did a few things. I can't remember what they were in particular, but there was a few specific rooms that Puzon did so clean. One of the things that I found interesting is I don't remember specifics, but I remember thinking Puzon doing very unique and interesting approaches to getting experience that other people at the time were not doing.
Done.
Plywood manages to get close times while getting more experience. The experience route for Plywood, even with bad RNG, seems to be a lot more conscious in terms of the decisions that they're going for. So
Nick is pick Scandinavian guards.
I
always
wonder
find that
that too.
interesting. Just because,
I mean, in the defense, whenever I see someone pick Scandinavian, they do not fight. They just move.
yeah, that's what I'm seeing too, and it's like, okay. Which
Um,
means he's got to grab EXP from all the Maikus to get level 6 so that he can fight the samurai efficiently.
So right now, I mean, at a guess, it looks like they're only about 3 to 4 experience below. Level 6 is what it looks like.
Yep.
And
give or take, yeah.
personally, I find not only Maikus, the ones in the hallway. Hallway on
Ooh,
this
valid
floor.
point. There are 2 guards there you can get experience from. If he gets rad skip first. I always hate getting shot by that one because depending where I get nervous and he might.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh.
Oh.
No.
Oh,
Oh no.
No.
Oh,
Oh, that was. Oh no.
that's a problem.
Oh, he can't.
Hey, friend.
No, he can't do it.
Nope. He has to either
No.
take a load or fight the mics and pray he survives. Which I don't
Okay.
think.
So there's a lot of random punching going on. Can you do me a favor and explain to me what the strategy is of punching random walls?
If I had to guess, that's one of those things where if you don't know the game, you know there's secrets all over the place. You punch everything you can trying to find them. But he
Okay.
seems to be getting away with this.
Oh yeah.
He just needs them all to leave. Which I don't
Not
know what-
necessarily. As
I
long
don't
as
know
they
what-
wander on that screen, it's no big deal.
Well, this is true. Whatever the other screen looks like, he might... Oh, here comes a couple. They're trying to investigate, and... Oh, no!
But what they're going to do is they're going to see bodies. They're going to try and wake them up. This is going to wake them up and take care of them.
Oh my
He's probably
gosh,
got
he
2 more
got
to
away
knock
with
out.
it. Jesus. Good job, Nick.
That is a wonderful backup strat. The question is except for the, punching everything in the walls in the bottom right, is this a totally viable alternative to save time? I think so. That's still quicker than redoing Red Room. Thoughts?
It's a better... How do I word this? It's a better time loss than taking the load, so...
Yeah.
Especially if anti-rad skip is something you can do but would prefer not to do more than once.
So now, 3rd floor, Japanese mercenaries. Never mind, I'm wrong.
Spoiler. We're here for speedrunning, not story time. Oh man.
I mean, once upon a time, I believe this game was about story. Then I saw you guys play it.
Oops.
No oops here. So, random question. That duct that just got destroyed. That one gets some people stuck for a while. By the way, congrats on that, Fran. You have made more people stuck on that duct than most of the rest of the game.
This
How long-
dock?
The broken duct, the air duct that was broken, you have to punch through.
Oh yeah.
My question,
Yeah.
my question, all of you, for your first playthrough, Toto and Glenn, how long did it take you to find that one on your first playthrough?
I
you could
think
punch through.
Once I figured
May-
out I had to be up there, it didn't take too terribly long. But I did punch out all the air conditioning units up here first. I'm like, there's one over there. There's only 3 blocks I could walk through. Which one breaks?
yeah, that's it. Yeah,
And
and then yeah,
it's
you watch.
damaged and you can see it, but it's
Yeah,
not blatantly obvious, which is good. It's subtle and I like it.
yeah, you have to focus a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been people just punching everything but the only breakable one. I don't know why. It's on left, right, but not the
Yeah.
one on the bottom.
Well, actually, the first time I played the game, I punched it from above, and
Oh.
so I saw the cable drop down the machine, and I was like, "Is it a bug? Shit!" Sorry, sorry for bad language. But yeah, I was like, damn, I'm stuck, and so I need to reset. And then I was like, maybe there is another way. Maybe I have to roll under the the whole thing. And then I finally focused on the screen and saw the fractured stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the things that I did was I was messing around with the water tower you can roll under before I figured out to punch that. And I'm like, what is the purpose of this being here? What's hidden under here? Nope, it's just a roll spot. Oh,
So-
Nick!
A lot
Oops.
of a lot of individuals will actually just sit there and roll against it 4 or 5 times without punching it. And just be like, why can't I go through this? Why can't I go under this? Roll, roll, roll.
But it looks funny.
It does.
And another good addition to having more uranium balls is you can take out Maiku like this now, which is quickly becoming my new favorite thing to do. It's just hit him. Yum.
And you can see Plywood just got a secret. Not it's not usual to pick up that one.
Plywood's just casually getting rich.
Well, what do you do when you have so many people outside looking for you? Obviously, you just run right outside and start rolling on the ground.
Well, I wish.
I had to do that last weekend.
Oh,
It was a nightmare.
I'm sorry you had a nightmare about rolling on the ground.
Oh no, I meant the people looking for me, not the rolling on the ground part.
Oh, okay. The rolling on the ground was quite fun, I would guess, then.
Oh no, it's a highlight.
Oh, okay.
Ooh. I didn't know you could slip past that ghost aggro. I thought you had to shoot one, so I've learned something from Nick today.
There's been so many people showing some interesting movement strats and such with this. There's ways to dodge many of them on their aggro. Pretty cool.
Well, the thing is that the last patch that we changed the goals and the speeds and everything here to adapt is very recent. So it's incredible how you managed to adapt yourself to the new speeds and everything.
You know, it helped me a lot because apparently I'm very stubborn and I'm not changing my monitor settings. And Jack can vouch for this, based on what he could see when he was watching me play. This particular part was either something on my monitor's contrast or his or whatever. I couldn't see the ghosts while I was playing, but Jack could.
And you weren't the only one. There have been many people who were talking about how they couldn't see the ghosts until they were already halfway there.
Right, so the aggro change is extremely helpful in that case. Ah, yes, Nick coming up on our final challenge here, math.
Math? What do you mean math?
Elaborate. I gotta add 4 ones together. It gets very confusing.
But the question is it 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, or 2 plus 2, or 1 plus 3?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Thank you for the answer.
No problem. I tutor on Wednesdays and Fridays.
Side note, BMN in chat nailed it. Congrats to Nick for getting the turkey.
Turkey?
You see, you probably forgot about this because it's been a minute since you've read the text, but there was a suspicious brick there that smells like turkey.
Oh, that. That one brick smells like turkey. The rest smell like cement.
I don't know. It's one of those happy little references to Castlevania.
We're just gonna ignore everyone and put Harris in danger of possible death.
That's okay. See, I don't care strategy is apparently what it's called.
Apparently we don't care for the elderly here in Colonel Harris.
You know, he is called a stubborn old man.
Is that why we die first?
I don't know. By the way, shout out to Rakowski. Just saying. So as he's preparing in the final armory, one of Fran's little things that he talks about is the fact that people aren't using grenades to open these boxes to save time, which is
I remember
interesting.
something that I think in this room you can't use weapons because
It's not wise. Professor Oak said so.
yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I found out. Yeah. So if he tries to use the grenade, he will have the message. It was not wise to use weapons in here.
Which is probably fair. It's full of grenades and rockets and other things that would explode, so
Yeah.
it's valid.
Is there a technical reason why you made no grenades in there, or just something you put there?
It's just to prevent the alarm go off here,
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
and the grenades just bouncing. So some rooms like the bathrooms and so I just wanted to remove weapons,
Okay.
just to avoid problems. Okay.
He's out of med kits, which is good.
He's doing well. He's doing really well. Yeah, man.
Use
And
the
he's
last
switching-
med kit as it should be.
He's using shortcuts very well. Very wisely. Come on.
General X
One-
is dead.
One round?
And I went to the
2 rounds.
doctor. A few minutes later, when I
Yeah. He's. Some speedrunners go straight to General X and manage to kill it in 1 round.
Yeah, that icon I want to see. I haven't seen that yet today.
Okay,
There goes
let's
Nick
see.
with
Let's see.
another PB.
That's awesome.
Jeez, Nick.
Just destroying.
He's going crazy today.
52.
52-38.
You know-
Jeez, friend.
I know that you. It's been said that this type of event hasn't been on the channel yet, and that it was an experiment trying to see how things work and figuring and polishing it. I think it's been awesome to consistently see people PB and do better. Even if it's not just for the world record, to see them breaking their own records has really been fun. Also, to see the numbers go down more and more.
Who do we have? Nick basks in the glory of that
52.
perfect at the end here. We've got. Where are they? Plywood is. Okay, so let's see. We've got Mr. Plywood throwing around his EMP grenades.
Looks like we have a 100 euros donation.
Oh, I see it. From our good friend Chuza, one of our tech friends here. No comment, $100 from Chuza. Thank you kindly, Chu. Much appreciated.
Well, thank you very much.
That's awesome. So, right now it's really interesting to see. Let's any way we can get Plywood on the main screen, since
I was
Plywood's
just
fresh on this
in the
segment.
minute doing that here.
Ah,
There it
sweet.
goes.
Then we get to come into what some consider the most annoying room in the entire Chapter 8.
I think the cameras irritated me more than the pizza puzzle. My first time through.
I would argue that you're not alone.
Because I feel like there were a lot of times playing through here that I swear I'm behind a box and they can still see me.
I love how Plywood just screams, "Yes, I'm out." I don't know if that is an inclination of what we were saying, but I think Plywood is very happy to be done with that level.
I know he was. I spoke with him briefly earlier, and he was kind of having a similar frustration to what I had. Was he just couldn't get anything going, and I want to say that's as far as he's got today. So
He's done a few full runs, I believe,
okay.
but
Yeah, he might be on pace.
this possibly is.
So we don't have the benefit of having splits on our layout here today. Maybe one day. We discussed that very briefly, and it's like, okay, well, we've got some wacky ideas on how that might get implemented someday.
Yeah, so
But that would be a ways down the road, I think.
So while we're looking at Plywood, possibly being on pace, dodging exterminators, Yuri's resetting, making sure that they have a good solid start. Hopefully they'll be working on a full PB here soon. And Devil Dude is politely waiting. And Nick, after that glorious run, is taking a moment away from the keyboard. So
Perfectly valid. He's been
yeah,
at it for a block and a
well,
half now.
well earned, I would say. Well earned.
Yeah. Especially if you know, you got that adrenaline running and you would rather bring down your heart rate to, you know, something more calm and look good. Oh.
The Plywood is doing the red room right now.
Oops.
All right. One or
try.
2 deflects was that? Oh, but it wasn't enough.
Well done.
That was body armor, bulletproof vest doing a lot of work there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Plywood still has an abundance of electromags as well, so this will be interesting to see how it goes.
I think Plywood did what I like to do, is go into the room behind the guard all the way to the right, in the same room as the blood bag secret, and just stock up on EMP grenades just out of caution, because I don't like them spiders.
What I like about what Plywood's doing is utilizing grenades to open crates, which is pretty awesome. It saves a lot of time in the long run if you've got the grenades to spare. And if you do it in specific rooms, it's really nice because you don't have to worry about alarms so much. Meanwhile, Devil Dude going in, delivering pizza the best way possible.
With a roundhouse kick to the face?
No, just punching.
Valid.
Just punches. So leaving the clamps there. Wow. Utilizing weapons to speed all that up. Everyone else is punching. Until that one, at least. But that makes sense. It's at the edge of the screen.
Yeah, there's that, and I'm
However,
wondering...
that was not getting to the helicopter?
No, he has to
You have to do this
disable
first.
Yeah, you have to
the
do this
yeah.
first, and then you can be sad at the helicopter. Because, I mean, who doesn't just leave the key to their aerial attack chopper in there for no reason?
Well, I'm glad they didn't, honestly, because it would be locked. That's always terrifying when, you know, if you park your car at a parking lot and you lock your keys in it, that's bad. But if you lock your keys in your helicopter on the building roof, I mean, really, that's a terrible situation.
Is there a helicopter equivalent of AAA?
How would it look like to just outright hook up and tow a helicopter? Just grinding along the ground?
Yeah, you'd get... Well, no, I think since it's on the roof, you'd have to get another helicopter and just kind of put it on chains and carry it.
And then if you have a helicopter, have you ever seen like a tow truck towing a tow truck that's towing a car?
Yes.
I just thought of the equivalent of that with helicopters. So, lethal weapon in the early part of the third, so that works. I like how Plywood's route utilizes items very clearly. Ooh, this is going to be hard.
Yeah, because that I don't even know what that is. Is that an air conditioner unit or what that is? But,
It's
Mike!
It's box things.
yeah, Mike is giving him some issues here. I want to say he's got enough time to go down, fire the slingshot at the bottom Maiku, and then wait.
Oh.
There he goes. Very good. We're at Plywood and Takagashi.
Boss defeated.
Now, side note, Double Dude is trying to do Red Room skip as well.
Very hard skip.
If I'm correct, Double Dude, Toto, correct me if I'm wrong. Hasn't Double Dude been using Rad Suit all this time?
Yeah, it did, yeah.
I think he
I think.
winging it then? I think he might be.
I think. It's kind.
Yeah.
You know what? Kudos to trying out and getting used. I'm sure seeing everyone else do the strat or hearing about it has been interesting. That said, I don't know if Double Dude went for the red blood bag.
Yeah, he did. He got it.
He did? Okay.
There it is. Cool. Let's see if we can. Oh, nope. Getting shot in either of those rooms is just awful.
And then there's the new architecture along the bottom that you can get stuck on too.
Yeah. 'Cause at least when I try to do this, I get shot once and I'm just taking low level. I'm done doing it again.
From what we've seen, about 1 to 2 shots is a recoverable situation now from many of the runs today.
I think it's more of a. I'm one of the people that's like very picky about where I use things. So if I have to use it earlier, I'm like, no. Let's see. I would just running past some ghosts here. He shot 2, I think, so far.
Oh, and Devil just died of bleeding.
He's good now. He got it. Very good.
Okay.
I still think that's time save for him.
I don't know if that's the first time that they've ever done Red Room skip, but that's still fantastic.
Yeah.
Getting it at all was very satisfying. Is that 4 or 5 ghosts? Probably a shot.
Yuri just got the cheese option.
Yeah, he's what, the 3rd or 4th member of Team Cheese today? $9.31 on Chapter 9 for Plywood. That's still pretty good, though.
Yes, okay.
Still pretty good.
The odds of this coming out, beating Puzon, is very, very low. However, you're right. In hindsight of even just the small little hiccups in the last bit, definitely was on pace. So, as Plywood is preparing for the final fight of the day, a little update on the sides. Devil Dude is having a very clean floor 3 of the Omega building. And Yuri is having a good time. However, I want to do another shout out. Yuri is sticking with the luck of the cheese. So it wasn't even an accident. It is intentional. The cheese is the way for Yuri.
It's really sad I have an image of Chuck E. Cheese dressed up like the Mandalorian now.
Shout out to Wachowski.
Oh, man.
Very deliberate in the boxes opened, which is pretty awesome. And for the point, no one has read Fran's book today.
Oh yeah, you did, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's so sad. The art book.
All right.
Unfortunately, it doesn't save time for the speedrun thing, but yeah.
Or
Who would have
It's
thought
still,
that when you add more art frames, it
still
doesn't
beautiful.
save the frames?
in before it opens up some secret path that no one's found yet. And it's the true chapter 9 skip.
Look, General X stole a potty full of urine. So
I mean, if he wants to. All right, Wood, what you got for General X?
yeah, he shoot too early.
Oh!
He got him!
He got the one cycle.
Wow.
Wow.
Good job, Wood.
Interesting note. I think Wood is the only. Wow, that's a 51-47.
GG Wood.
GG
Yeah,
indeed. All of those times are generally ludicrous.
Coming down in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
stage 9 was you can get. I've seen Wood go sub 9. So, had that been the case, it would have just shaved it down to close to a 51. That's still incredible.
Well,
So-
now that he has achieved his PB, I'm going to bed.
Always appreciate it, Fran. We appreciate your time and thank you for all of this. It's
Yeah,
been a
thank you.
pleasure.
It's been a pleasure too, watching all you playing. So have a nice just a couple of hours until the end of the event, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, we got about an hour and a half left in the block here, so
Okay, so just enjoy, finish enjoying for me, and see you later. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.
yes.
Goodbye,
Bye and
Fran.
good
See you.
night.
So now we've got Devil Dude up on the screen. That was an awesome ride by Plywood. And let's see what we've got after saying hello to Dude Mike. I mean Maintenance Mike. Maybe Best Mike?
Bro, Mike.
Bro Mike is another way to say
He's the homie maintenance Mike.
it. So now, anywho, what we are looking at here, generally the best room. All right, question for you. There are definitely parts of your runs that you're really happy and polished about. Which chapters are the ones that, in hindsight, you would want to put a little bit more polish into after running in earlier blocks today? Like, which chapters do you feel you want to improve the most?
Is that directed at both of us?
Both of you, yep.
Okay.
I think chapter 9 is a tough one. We have to check which option is better between Scandinavian and Exterminators, as we are watching Devil dealing with it right now. On the other end, I think the chapter 4, for me especially, I need to learn more about the landmine field and all the ways I can go through. But yeah, otherwise, I think I did most of the stuff I needed to improve my time. What
Gotcha.
about you, Glenn?
What's got the patterns in the minefield pinned in there, and I'm sitting here like, it'd be weird if there were at least six patterns for just the first one and not, all of them or two of them.
As a small note, looks like Nick is back and doing another run.
Woohoo!
So we're going to be looking
that
forward to Yuri,
box
Nick,
out of
and
here.
Devil Dude front and center.
All right. Plywood's out. Nick is in, right? Looks like Plywood stepped away here.
So for people who are new here or dropping in, you are watching UnMetal Unleashed. Wonderful opportunity where the community collaboratively comes together to help raise money for a good cause. If you'd like to know more about, and I know I'm going to butcher this name, Fundas Yokasame. How do you know how to say it off the top of your head? I haven't said it once today, and
If
I'm
I
trying.
knew which language it was off the top of my head, I could give you a ballpark,
but
Fondasio Kasumai?
thank you. That is what it said correctly.
we're gonna go like that.
No, that is. I've heard other people
Perfect.
say that, and I heard Fran say that. But there's a link in chat that you can click and donate through a Tiltify, and the money goes directly to them. They are a cause that's very near and dear to Fran's heart. Specifically, it's the charity that Fran wanted to support via a previous project, African Aid, and through the generosity and support of many people of this community and other communities, there's been a total of $576.24 raised out of our $1,000 goal. And it would be amazing to see that made if possible. So any dollar helping, any dollar contributed would bring a great amount of help to this cause. Outside of that, today's event is simply a collaborative effort for people to try and beat a record, which was beaten earlier today by Puzan. And now people are just trying to do the best times that they can and possibly even beat the record time set by Puzan of 49 minutes, 23 seconds. Category is easy any percent. And so far, we have seen some pretty interesting strategies throughout the game. Because it's only been out 20 days. So people are finding new strat. In fact, we even saw some people improvise and possibly see some new strats earlier today. It's been absolutely awesome. Thanks for letting me take the comms for a moment, Glenn. I'm just trying to jump in and do all the things.
Hey, no worries. You've been at it all day, man. Trooper today.
It's a wonderful cause. By the way, Devil Dude doing probably the cleanest inventory work there that I've seen for that. However, it doesn't matter if you don't put it on the actual propane tank.
Oh, man.
Ew.
I think he was a bit starstruck by his own menuing there. I wonder if, you know what, I'm going to look at something. Does he by chance? He does. It looks like Devil Dude primarily runs Ape Escape 2. And I'm not too familiar with those speedruns. I don't know if they're super menu heavy, but that was the thing of beauty you'd see in, menu heavy games, like, say, Pokemon, for example.
I will have to say it was a.
It was
I mean,
pretty.
I'm not a big speedrunner, but every now and then when you see someone do a menu in such a way, it kind of sticks out. And that was a beautiful and elegant intended menu right there. That's what caught my attention.
I think he's got it down. Like, there's not a ton of menuing in the run or in the game, but it will matter. It adds up.
Shout out to Wachowski again, by the way. Oh, the book!
The-
We got a book read!
Hey!
Devil Dude is
Yeah.
Fran's hero all of a sudden.
I think he's listening because he tried to throw grenades in that room.
This
He's
is
like,
the point
I know
where we're
how
like,
Fran thinks.
do you want to know what we need to do? We need to see if they're listening, and if they are indeed listening, I want to see a little time loss of a little wiggle left, right, just a little bit. And if that's the case, we got to cheer.
You read the book again.
That gets an
Wow.
applause. That gets the
Well
applause. And the best part is if Devil still gets a PB, that just says everything.
It's beautiful. It really is.
So, an interesting note on this game, because on hard difficulty, this turns into a much more crazy, less relaxed fight. Have either of you played this on hard?
No.
On hard, this is comparable to Turret Storm in terms of the crazy beauty that it can be. Do you know how at the very end 3 of them come in? That's the beginning. And it's just 3 and then 3 and then 3, and there's no holding back. So it becomes a very awesome case of just constantly taking all of them and shooting one shot all over the place. It's a beautiful thing when done right.
This is one of those scenarios where I was talking about mostly Who's On in particular, but I noticed a lot of people don't keep their bindings between runs, which I find mildly interesting. And I think that's something. I think Apache said, a couple weeks back, that might be the future of running the game. Is if you use a controller, you have to use the keyboard simultaneously to have your bindings because there's just so many items.
It would be fat. Ooh,
Oh, and he takes it.
No. You are still the champion. You're still because you did the book.
He read Fran his bedtime story. I hope somebody's clipped that and can put it in the Discord somewhere, and hopefully Fran will see it, or we could just add him with it. I don't know.
We'll see.
Or chat can send it to him.
It's gonna.
Hey, by the way,
I'm sure if I see it, I'll add it as a patch note. I'll put it in the document for patch requests. It'll just simply be increased percent for speedrunners to read the art book. Or I could be even meaner and be like, cannot proceed up the elevator shaft without looking at art book, which you would hate me for, by the way, because now the game's slower.
I have no words for that.
I'm not being serious is the words that matter. All right, so we
Come
got
on,
good
Devil
news.
Dude, you got this.
Good news is this is the win.
There we go. Okay. 10. I'm gonna say 105 for him. I wasn't.
Man, if it's 105, this is. Come on,
Show
come
me the
on.
105.
Oh,
Dang. I'm really good at overshooting today.
that's okay. You know what, Devil?
He still
Devil has
has the
brought
rum.
the true smile to our faces, doing the true work of reading art books.
Bless.
Meanwhile, while Devil starts up on there, let's check out on Yuri, I would say.
Yeah, Yuri is going through the landman field
Looked like he was
since
he's
a
in the
while.
third minefield. So
Yeah.
Mm.
Commentator's curse? Question mark?
Well, I mean, past the first 2 screens, so we've got some progress.
Yeah.
Now, commentator's curse is if blowing up here sleeps forever. Now, it doesn't
go.
look like
There we
that's the case, but
good.
wow. So here's a question. A few patches ago, we reduced the duration of the maze. The question I have for you is, does it noticeably feel shorter?
The what now? I'm sorry.
The forest maze specifically. We actually reduced it by multiple screens to make it feel shorter. Is it something any of you even noticed?
Well, you mentioned it a few days ago, so I've been aware of, but not that much as a feeling. Yeah, I mean, you still have around 15 rooms, maybe.
Hang on, I've got it written down here. I can check.
No, to my knowledge, it was 24 and it got reduced to 20.
Are we counting the room with the corpse in it?
No.
Okay, so 1, 2.
And so yeah, it may
it's 20
appear a
rooms.
bit longer.
It's 20 screens to get out.
So an interesting note of how that came about. After watching multiple streamers on their casual playthroughs, I would actively watch their face during it, because people at the very end, 2 or 3 people in a row, were just like, oh god, like they weren't, oh thank goodness it's done. They were, wow, that took forever. When you hear something like that, you're like, okay, there is a point they transitioned from the point of, oh, it's over, a sigh of relief, to, oh, it's over, sigh of frustration.
Yeah.
And I found, after watching people at about 19 rooms, 18 to 19 rooms, their foreheads, their eyebrows started to furrow. So that's why it's 20 instead of 24. Because, and since we've done that change, I'm constantly seeing people be like, okay, thank goodness it's done in some form. The expected experience is as you'd expect. So that's why it's 20 instead of 24 now. Just a little insight on the game design side of things.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
So in other words, it got nerfed because of eyebrows.
Well, definitely there is a lot of changes since the first release of the game on PC. You can, you can see a lot of improvements and different things like this. For instance, you have like save points. Yeah, so it's really replayable. So cool.
That said, I mean, a lot of that is only possible because of people doing their best to communicate, and fans as a whole just being able to communicate their concerns very clearly.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds like the snarky, like, oh, I'm tongue-in-cheeking this. No, it's what I mean is some people are very clear in saying this is what it should be, but other people are like, this is really what I'm having difficulties with. And people explaining the actual challenge has created a lot of easy material to kind of brainstorm new ideas for. There's very, very few times that people have gotten exactly the solution that they asked for, but the times that they do get a solution, oftentimes they feel it's better than what they originally thought. The exception being you people in your Metal Gear speedrunning community are very verbose about the ways that you guys are able to give your thoughts based on previous games you've played. So that's been very helpful too.
Boss defeated.
Part of the reason that the in-game timer is made the way it is purely by the feedback of the community.
It's really on the yeah, really cool that you take care of that, and that Fran is listening to the audience. Yeah.
Well, I mean, he always has been, he always will. Where a lot of other people are very happy to talk about sales, I've actually not heard him talk about that all that much. He's just like, are they having fun? And, you know, he's been that way for 10 years, and he'll probably be that way till the last game he ever makes. Oh, missing the double grenades there on both the crates.
I just
No.
noticed something that I'm gonna have to test out later.
What are your thoughts? What are you going to test?
Can you, by chance, throw a grenade as soon as you enter this room and break those boxes?
The ones closest to you?
Yeah, I
The
don't think
one.
so.
Are you talking about the two boxes that are
Right
to
next
the
to
left?
the gate, yeah.
The one
Like
south
the one's right
or
in
to the
front of
west?
you as soon as you enter the room.
So, Puzon, if I remember correctly, blows up the crates that are just northwest of your starting position, because there's
So
two
that
of them
first
right
one right
next to
there.
each other.
Yeah.
And then he, after breaking those two crates, immediately goes to the right and down and uses the first shot of the tank to blow up the crate to the right of your starting position. And that reveals 3 different rockets that you can shoot right away. Then the second one that he did, if I remember, goes to the top left corner, uses that tank shot to break a grenade, and uses that plus another grenade. He has 3 to start with. Oh! Always brutal to see the buzzsaw.
Just blood everywhere, man.
Yeah, but Puzon used 2 grenades to blow the double crates off to the east side. So 2 more rockets right off the bat. Turned out to be a really quick rotation. Oh.
Okay, Leonard, you're gonna make it, buddy.
It's going to be fine, Leonard. If I remember correctly, you did that one in a very optimized way, where you did Leonard's from the left to right and then right to left, if I'm correct.
Yeah, it's just because of the awkward placement of the right Leonards, so you have to start with the right on both cycles. It just makes things a little easier. And then to end it, I want to end on the left Leonard on the second one because it puts you right in front of the gate. You just walk down.
So, going into the submarine today. We're going into the deep, dark waters. I want to do a shout out to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from Nintendo. The sewer, this right here reminds me very much of that little scene when Fran made this.
Oh.
The
Yeah, I guess
notorious
so.
swimming scene.
Why did you have to make me remember that?
It makes you even more happy that this is so short comparatively, doesn't it?
How dare you ruin it for me?
Hey, look at it this way. When you compare this section to that, it makes it even more crisp, clean, and short.
We're good, man.
So, an odd thing to say about this area, trivia, since we're all kind of at the end and chill moment. This is actually emulating a lot of the system of how an Epic, Fran's previous game 10 years ago was made. A lot of the graphics and such actually kind of emulate that kind of feel. Ooh, Yuri opting to not go for the heart.
How many does he have?
Oh, close one, yeah.
Ooh, yeah, that was close. I don't know, but I saw Yuri go for the, I think at least 2 in sewers. So there's some.
Hopefully he is either really confident in his Unagi fight or he knows to load and get the full health.
It brings me a smile that you call it the Unagi fight because of the achievement.
The achievement down there, yeah.
That
That and
was
I hug eel or huge eel
huge eel, yeah.
doesn't sit well with me. And I think technically it's an Unagi anyway.
So, interesting note. All of the when myself and Kdrak were polishing up all of the script for but when Kdrak and I were polishing the script and looking over all of the text, one of the things that was never sent to us was the achievements. So all of the achievements and all of the skills and talents were sent to us at a much later time period. So Unagi Blast and a lot of references and such were added at the at basically the 11th hour within I think within a month of release.
Oh geez.
Oh, it's nothing bad. It was some of the easiest stuff. However, changes like that are not maybe not a month, but it felt like that. Time flies when you're releasing a game. Now that I think about it, but that said, the biggest problem with any of the text things is localization. You change just a few words, and you have to change words in all the languages. So, and not only that, Fran is very aware of the way language is as a comedic form. So, having to think about how something will translate well to all other languages. That's where a lot of the suggestions that Kdrak and I could give for polishing might fall flat, where it's like, oh, this is a great joke to an American, just nowhere else.
Yeah. You want something that is preferably funny to everyone, if possible.
Gotcha. So, it looks like we have everyone hopping in here soon. I'm hearing something over the comms that we might have plywood coming back now.
Did I see it just now?
Nice.
Nothing interesting.
Man, that 5147 looks really good next to their name.
Useless stuff.
Might we see it become a 5-0?
You know, wouldn't it be amazing if the last run completed of the night beat Puzon's run? It's possible.
Nothing
Before Puzon had that run, Plywood was the world record holder, I believe, right?
By a few seconds, yes.
Hmm.
If I remember his time right.
I was rooting for you to beat it too on your run. I mean, with the
was
way that you were focusing, it was
I
like
was just not getting the things that I wanted to go my way. So
that said, though, I mean, you could tell. You could tell.
well, I wanted it. Trust me.
Oh, trust me, and I mean, don't get me wrong. You may have not had RNG in your favor, but poor Toto earlier today just had like 3 or 4 situations that just they were unfortunate. We will say that, right, Toto?
Yeah,
our
we can say that. Yeah.
RNG is a fickle beast.
Yeah.
Well,
It may have some good sides, and sometimes, yeah, it reminds you of what karma is in real life, and yeah.
I'm gonna have to double check my recording, but I think I had a soft lock with the encrypted radio. The first one. I'll have to double check.
With the what?
With the first encrypted radio, you're supposed to get to the kernel. It never acknowledged that I had it.
Interesting. If you do see something odd, just be sure to let me know.
If I find it, I'll check the VODs here too. After we go offline here and it gets saved to Twitch. I'll double check it.
Yuri.
Oh yeah, last shot.
That sub, man.
And that, by the way, is the importance of clearing the crates. It's less so the equipment and more so the ability to not get stuck.
Yeah, there were a couple of attempts on that fight when I was just trying to at least finish one run. I could swear I was above the crate, and the crate just said, "No, sir.
Not today,
this
sir."
No, sir." Ah, well, I think that's just one of those. I think at that point I was just frustrated and.
So wait. What said no, sir?
One of the crates.
Your crates talk to you.
Times.
Are you okay?
No.
Oh, okay. Just checking. Just checking. I mean, there's important questions to ask. Typically, they come after the crate talk to me. But here we go.
That's when he got worried.
I mean, not the fact that there's assassin rats and acorns and cheese and such like that. No, it was when the crates talked.
The talking crates and nothing more. Oof.
Oh.
You know, I
Seven.
shouldn't make fun of that, but we were there's actually once upon a time where we were looking at a scene with a talking crate. Just to let you know.
What a horrible coincidence.
I know, it actually is. If there is an UnMetal 2, I suspect we will have a talking crate scene.
Oh, joy. My hallucinations will become reality.
So, so you have not played hard yet. Is that correct, Glenn?
Correct.
When you play hard, do me a favor.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy this boss. Do you know the mechanic of what's different?
No.
Or no? So in easy, it shoots 2 different missiles in this time period. So 1, 2, 3, 4 over the course of 4 seconds. Okay. On medium difficulty, it shoots 4 missiles, 1 per second.
Right.
In hard difficulty, it shoots 8 missiles every half second.
Boss defeated.
So
makes
you
sense.
carpet bomb everything, and it becomes a ground management puzzle. So it why the load?
I was wondering that myself.
Oh,
Did they expect a checkpoint? Oh,
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
this right here is the moment of mental tenacity. I mean, Yuri, if you're able to hear us, our thoughts are with you.
Like, dying to the boss is one thing. Beating him and accidentally reloading him is another. It's-
Well, casual playthroughs, because after you defeat them, the ground can fall out and you can die before the checkpoint.
right.
And there have been a few entertaining streamers have a situation where they're like, "Oh, I gotta get the crates before it goes down," and then it goes down, and they're like, "Oh, you wouldn't have done that, would you have?" Yes, yes.
Yes, he would.
That was a little close.
Pretty intense right now.
Yeah. Now as a reminder, 20 odd damage, 21 damage out of 24 base hit points, on a direct hit on easy. So, there. Go up, wait for the checkpoint, and
Okay.
enjoy.
Boss defeated.
Enjoy the taste of your fruits of your labor.
I think he just wanted to hear the boss defeated rift again.
With Booger saying, "Yep, and there's our save. Now you can load."
There we go.
Nice.
I don't understand the point of the load though.
So, are we going string strat instead of gasoline strat?
Yeah, I'm wondering about that.
Or
No, I think he
not. They're going
forgot.
gasoline? Yeah, they totally forgot the gasoline.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, maybe he doesn't know where it is right now.
No problem. So, for people in the audience, there are two ways to do this. Gasoline, which is a screen south-southwest, or do the string strat, which spawns on one of the guards outside when you select that. It should, actually. Why didn't it? Otherwise, it's in one of the crates up north, which
There
is
it
weird.
is.
Oh,
I think
there's...
it's this one, yeah.
Huh.
So, sometimes it'll spawn on the actual guards directly instead of in the box down south.
That
It's an
was
option.
odd. He's going for the hovercraft, which does not have a string
Oh.
problem. It has a key
Oh,
problem.
So, as a small note, we have the hovercraft, which has rockets, or the Zodiac.
How did he check?
Oh, that's
I
fine.
think
This
he...
just may be a little bit of a route confusion, is what it comes down
Possibly. That, you know, that happens, especially if you're a runner
So,
or
as
whatever.
as a small note, you do go if you do hard unperfect. I keep saying unperfect percent. If you go in perfect percent, it's actually optimal to go hovercraft. Actually, because of the 30% bonus to explosives at 7, that affects the rocket. So you can have a consistent speed kill. And because of the nature of how small the actual river is, you can have a ridiculously fast kill if you do it correctly. The thing that's more importantly, though, is it's consistent. When you go the Zodiac on a harder difficulty, the river is much thinner. Much, much thinner. And that means that it's harder for you to maintain that beautiful, crisp bullet spread on the helicopter, where you can do it in much easier difficulties consistently. But yeah, it's just generally speaking pretty. At least that's the way I route it. I could be wrong, and I could be doing it slower, but that's my experience in testing. That said, that's only optimally better if you get the explosive 30%. So you have to be level 7 to do it, which is why it's much more natural in unperfect instead of any percent, because you're not going to be at the correct experience for any percent, if that makes sense.
Right, not likely anyway.
I don't
They
know.
might go out of their way for it. I don't know.
The amount of time it takes to get the experience up to that point is far less than the time save, or far more than. Insert correctly said phrase here. That's
Just
intended.
let me have fun with my speed run.
I know. I'm so sorry, Glenn. Toto, I'm spoiling Glenn's speedruns.
Sorry.
That's all you got to say, friend.
Plywood making his way through the cycle here. Cleanly.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see right now Plywood and Nick going through the
no.
different levels. Oh,
Piranha said no.
Plywood and you, Glenn, terrify me in those sewers. Like, it almost makes me believe that the two of you are trying to lick the blades without dying. You get so close to them.
yeah, it's really impressive.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
You tempted us when you did that. And I mean, all jokes aside, Toto is right. It is very impressive.
I do need to. When do those cycles start? Is something that's a question. Do they start when you come down from Roscoe, or after you beat Roscoe, or is it when the level loads, when the game starts?
I cannot verify that. Fran could. But what I can tell you is when you come down from Roscoe, the right shredder is always in the same motion. So I speculate that those cycles start from that point. That's at least my guess.
Asked him when he was here. Yeah, well.
Like, you should have had a checklist of things to ask Fran while he was here.
By the way, I think the shredder, the first shredder you see, when I did play my first playthrough, I was thinking there was a secret there.
Which shredder? The first one?
Yeah, because of the nature of the location, you can use like the thing to float on it to go next to it. Yeah, and so yeah, it's
Don't
I
take
think
the floaty going all the way back, and okay, I see what you're saying.
yeah, I think it should be a good place for
Honestly,
a new secret there.
Think about that when I had the floaty.
All right. Plywood getting the despawn and also the stamina. One small trivial optimization. A lot of people break open those stamina containers in the sewers with their fist. But in Plywood's case, that is just too close.
Yeah.
In Plywood's case, they use the flamethrower to speed it up.
We also noticed that it saves sometimes when you have the chase with the rats or the squirrels, because when you go through the second secret here, it removes every enemy just near. So yeah, it's really convenient where you're chased by them.
It that was one of those things where it was found when Patchy was doing the runs hard,
Yeah,
in the Discord channel, and
I remember. Yeah,
and I was like, hey, why don't you ever take the secret? And he's like, what secret? Finally, when I explained it and said go for it, he just did it, and all of them despawned, and we were like, oh, that's a thing. That's nice to know. So.
and yeah, it showed a new thing there. Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's just even as a person who helped Fran create this game, there's so many things I don't know that he did. So it's wonderful to learn things as we go on. Nick, getting that rocket. Needs 2 more hits.
Yeah.
So this one should get a first aid kit. So it was rough. But if you do it right there, you should get a rocket.
Okay, that's a good one. Okay, cool.
It's funny how that boss, Splash Mike specifically, there is a systematic way to make that as fast as possible. It's interesting to see that. In fact, that's one thing I saw today is there is very much the only person who has a consistent way to do that boss is Puzon that I saw.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the points that everyone in the community could actually work to improve. Because that's one of those predeterministic bosses that if you get the right strategy, everything will just work.
Yeah, I mean, if you know every location you need to beat the boss, it can be really optimized well, yeah.
I'm really curious to see how much Yuri has run this game.
I'm wondering about it.
It's
I'm not blaming him. He is doing great.
yeah, it's just I haven't seen Yuri talking in the channel, and I haven't seen Yuri playing, so it's like it's a total wild card in my mind. And I
exactly.
find it fascinating. It's like there's some things they do differently, and it's like, do you have a purpose or are you learning? And
Yeah.
it has turned out to be both, and that's been just awesome.
Yeah, it's another view of what you can do with the game, and also it may contain some interesting stuff here as well.
Wow, an interesting start, knocking them both out with gunshots.
Yeah.
So using that to proceed.
Okay.
That was a 100% rhythm punch, which I don't
Yeah.
even think we've talked about yet.
Oh yeah, we didn't. Yeah, indeed. This is
So,
a great game.
the way that this game works with punching, the most optimal way to punch is not actually to spam it. It's actually to hit at a what I call a perfect rhythm, where if you hit it at the perfect timing, you are going to knock out hit at the perfect time, the fastest time possible to punch. And the only way to knock out a Scandinavian guard with your fists is to do 6 rhythm punches in a row. In other words, the amount of time you have to do a perfect rhythm punch is like almost frame perfect, like 1 to 2 frames off. That's it. Like 1 to 2 frames. That's it. So hitting it at that perfect rhythm at that time so that the Scandinavian would not turn around and attack is way more impressive than it sounds.
It is indeed, yeah. There is a lot of ways to perform it, especially when you want to get some XP. And yeah, even if you practice it for hours and you may not have the full reason for Scandinavian ones, yeah. So it's really cool that he got it.
What I'm looking forward to is when people start utilizing if this game ever gets run to the point where they want to utilize and implement all of the speed tech, I'm looking forward to. Honestly, I don't think another person has done a rhythm roll other than me. And I don't mean that to brag. It's just the fact that I keep talking about it and I just don't think people do it.
Yeah, there is a a spot where
Oh.
you... Oh, sad. There is actually a spot where you can do it when you're practicing some run on chapter 1, when you have the two guards and they are joking with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And you can perform one, like a 6 rhythm punch in order
Yes.
to get all the XP. And it's quite difficult already to do it because you have also to deal with the alert delay.
Yes. So, and that is actually the best spot to practice rhythm punching. If you ever want to get the practice in, that's the best way to learn it.
Yeah, it is.
But rhythm rolling, what people don't understand, and this is something I found out accidentally, is where you do the punch, punch, kick. If you hit roll as the fourth input in the same rhythm, so punch, punch, kick, roll, the first half of that roll has an increased movement speed. So it's actually the quickest moment of movement in the game, ironically. And I don't think that's intentional at all. It's just something that plays into it. So if there's a way where people have to do punch, punch, kick, and then they roll, there's a way to shave off time throughout many parts of the game based on that. It becomes way more relevant, by the way, in Unperfect Percent when you're trying to do constant knocking people out for experience. In any percent, the easiest way to do that is ignore it, roll, and move on because you're dodging everything.
Exactly.
It's always weird to see the radiation skip again. Or not the skip, the suit.
Yeah. Oh,
But,
and
Oh, an alarm
going to
trigger,
struggle.
He can get
and
away with it the
going
same way
for
Nick
it?
did. But speaking of going for it, we do have a giveaway open for one more UnMetal key, so make sure you type ! giveaway in chat. Make sure you get your entries in and get entered for that.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, you can see also Plywood dealing with Marcuson, Stevenson, son of Lieutenant, and Nick dealing with Submarine. So a lot of stuff happening right now. And Devil just went through the dog with the meat.
And this should be fine.
Oh,
I'm just
and
one of the community members for Fran is coming in, so I'm typing this out in both languages so that they feel comfortable as well.
Oh.
So. So, interesting.
Yeah,
oh, you go ahead,
yeah,
Tato.
yeah, Yuri unfortunately has to reset once again because of the good guard alert.
Oh.
So yeah, he may lost some
Oh, that's right.
time.
There isn't a check after. There's not a checkpoint after this room, is there?
No,
Not immediately, anyway.
No, yeah, no, and so yeah.
And we were talking about it. That is with full intent. So.
Oh, that's evil.
It's not that. It's because of the fact that
Oh,
there are many situations where you can become stuck here otherwise and create a bad casual experience.
Oh.
So we're not intending to make the game harder. We're intending to avoid giving you a poor experience.
So if you can get stuck. Oh, if you run out of. Okay. You're out of
Because
grenades,
you're not
then, yeah.
able to proceed without the grenades. Exactly. So, one of the other mechanics that are interesting to note about is the awareness mechanic. So, while if you're close enough, you may notice that you can put an alarm guard on alert. But if you're 7 to 8 tiles away, you'll notice that they'll look and be confused about you, even if they're looking straight at you. And one of the things that is interesting is the route that I use that could probably be optimized and go much faster. Utilizes this confused look mechanic from a distance so that you can manipulate where guards are going. So you utilize them, get them moving, grab another guard, move them out of the way, come back and hit them while they're walking back from the spot. That's where the other runs specifically work on it. That's why I love any percent for its sheer focus on speed. But simultaneously, I find all of the tech and the manipulation in perfect or imperfect percent fascinating to see work out. So I look forward to a day that other people are interested in those runs.
All it takes is the right person, and it dominoes into this crazy fad that everybody runs for a while.
yeah. So yeah, I'm watching at Yuri right now, and he did some interesting actions. Like right now, he's breaking every hair machine right now in
I'm
order to get
wondering
some.
if
Yes.
I'm wondering if he doesn't know that they're fixed and not random.
Yeah, I
And
don't think so.
what I suspect is Yuri put because in the earlier chapters, very clean and concise routing. So one thing to consider is that Yuri hasn't had the chance to practice the later rounds as much as the earlier rounds chapters, which is perfectly
fair
valid.
point. Yeah.
And one of the things that I want to say is if that's the case, Yuri is still making great time even later.
Oh yeah.
And generally speaking, and that just makes me happy to see more people get interested in speedrunning the game. So
I use the bolt.
for people who are, the amateur speedrunner as I am, this is not best for me to say. It's a question for both of you. For people wanting to get into speedrunning, and also people wanting to get into speedrunning this or any other game, what are some of the pieces of advice that the speedrun curious individuals out there, what type of things would you advise for them to consider if they've never speedrun a game and this or another game is something they'd like to do, even if it's just once to see what they do?
Go ahead, Glenn.
So for me personally, right, if I'm thinking about doing a run of any game, the first thing I need to know, do I like the game? Yes or no? And if that answer is yes, okay, you know, it's kind of a flow chart, you know. If yes, you move on to your next question. Is it something that casually frustrated you? Which I suppose that answer is typically no if you enjoy it overall, but there is also a positive amount of frustration in things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, are there available resources? Is this something I need to figure out on my own? For me personally, most of the time, there are resources. This is probably one of the few exceptions I've ever tried to speedrun that had no or very little resources aside from the active community. And then we go on from there, and then I look at it and kind of get a feel for it. Can I go faster? Can I push it? Well, Takagashi is not being very nice to Yuri here right now.
Oh,
Is
poor
he out of
Yuri.
ammo?
I think so. That
Anyway.
is. But so, generally speaking, do you like the game, and are there resources?
That
And
is a
does the
good
game annoy
starting
you?
point for me. Yes.
Okay. So when you say, I mean, other than the basics of what do you feel about the game, resources, let's talk about that. What are the best places if you like a game and you assume other people like the game and you want to try running it? What's the best way to try and find it? What type of things would you Google search, for example, for resources?
Game name speedrun is usually a good place to start because I've noticed a lot of communities, if they don't link it, they talk about it. They have, their own speedrun.com page or their own leaderboard website or their own Discord server or, a number of places that they will talk about or link directly to for people to come in. Like if you go down to our description below, there's links to our Discord channel, and our Discord has so many individual channels for all the individual games, this included, and everybody who's in those channels is willing to help you out and point you in the right direction or give you advice on your question and the game you're looking at. And I've noticed that's true for a lot of communities. The ones that I've personally at least peeked at, I haven't experienced a lot of the gatekeeping that I've noticed has made trends out of a bunch of communities and gets out onto Twitter and other places. So, if you're gonna look at a game, if you see things about the community on Twitter, especially a lot of the negative stuff that blew up, kind of take that with a grain of salt. Try not to look at that as much. Look at it as you personally running the game. Would you allow others' opinions to impact your ability to speedrun the game and have fun doing so? Because at the end of the day, it's not about other people having an opinion on how you're playing it. Are you having fun with the game? Yes or no?
Well,
other people
okay,
are good friends along the way, I think.
Let's do this as a hypothetical. I would say yes. I'm having fun playing the game.
Okay.
So just look up the resources by Googling speedrun. And typically, I've noticed that's in Discord, speedrun.com pages or wikis. Is that pretty much like the big three?
Pretty much, to my knowledge, yes.
Okay. Toto, you got any advice? Like for people wanting to speedrun their first game ever?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm still a rookie in that domain, to be honest. So I can definitely give you a good advice to start. Personally, I've been into speedrunning because I watched a lot of it in YouTube and a lot of live events like GDQ, like ESA in Europe, for instance. And by the way, a lot of people being here tonight and being in this Metal Gear Discord server are people I was watching at So it's I was really pleased to to be welcomed. So yeah, people are very welcoming and help you a lot figuring out how to manage the tech stuff and all the requirements to help you perform a run. If you love a game, you have to love it enough to play it over and over and over, which is not something that you can do with every kind of game. You may love some games, but not all of them are enjoyable enough to speedrun and to do it several times per day when you practice it. So you have to find the good one, the one that make you feel like you can find some challenge in it and both enjoy it as well. Glenn, I think he gave the basic there. You have to go through internet and find the community which talked about it, people who talked about it. So you have speedrun.com, you have YouTube and all the related stuff to Twitch also. So you have a lot of reaching points to go through speedrun things, and I think Discord server is a really good way to improve yourself because you can share your story with everyone and get some good help from people who know better than you. Yeah.
I would guess so. That's how it's been for me, at least, learning with all of you. Thanks for sharing, by the way. That's kind of my selfish question of the night.
Right. I think it's important to talk about this because you may think when you see some speedrunning videos that it's not really something that you can do it yourself, and you have to practice for sure, but you can definitely do it yourself.
I mean, I don't have advice really to speak. I'm the one trying to learn, but the one insight I have as the newbie in the community is you never know, like, you will always imagine everyone else is the expert, and you would be surprised how you're not necessarily alone. Like, without knowing any context, I just assumed all of you have been speedrunning Metal Gear for 5-10 years in the back of my mind. And obviously that's not true. But only Glenn, right? Glenn?
No.
But like, I didn't know that you were kind of new to the speedrunning community, Toto. So just that just helps me, or maybe just speedrunning this. But I don't want to put words in your mouth. But just hearing that makes it a lot easier for me to feel proud to start. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can. I mean, this is a long way to get to the top level, but as long as you enjoy what you're doing and you find some satisfaction in doing it, you can try whatever you want. Yeah.
It's something.
And I
something
think
like
what's really cool is as time goes on, there's a lot of calls for games to become more accessible from all kinds of different angles, and I think that's just one of the greatest things that's going to happen as time moves forward is games become more accessible, therefore speedrunning becomes more accessible, and then more people can do it and the community grows, and it's just going to be nuts.
Speaking of nuts, we now have Nick and Yuri both in the Labyrinth.
I see. So we're gonna check out what Nick's up to. here real quick.
Oh, it just went the wrong way. Unfortunately.
Yep.
See what Nick's in here besides
I'm going to
running
see
alongside
Nick.
Yuri here.
Yeah.
Oh, and Yuri did it too. Okay. So they're quite close at the moment, yeah.
Which makes me wonder, have we just not, paid as much attention to Nick here on the right, and then all of a sudden we blink and he's in this room?
I've
we
been
really-
watching Nick, and Nick has been having a phenomenal run.
Very
Just
quietly,
generally
apparently.
speaking. Yuri is definitely showing signs of a little bit of learning and figuring out the route, which is totally awesome. But the Labyrinth is one of those things that if you're learning it through any trial of an error in any form, it can be a tedious experience, that's for sure. Especially for a casual playthrough. That said, let's see how Nick handles getting to the glorious turkey break. Get off the screen.
Just because they don't aggro from as far away doesn't mean those ghosts still aren't. Oh!
No, don't go.
I think Nick made that mistake earlier. That intersection right there seems to be one of Nick's specific vices.
Ugh. I think there's a couple of times now in multiple runs in this block alone where I've looked, away from the monitor. I have the stream on and checking other things here, and I'll look back over and then either I'll notice Plywood has something crazy happen, or Nick dies all of a sudden, or Yuri gets blocked by guards. And it's just like it's very hard for me not to interrupt one of you because you'll be in the middle of a sentence and just scream.
Well, no, I'll just say this as a fellow commentator, my dear friend. Feel free to interrupt me if there's something beautiful happening on the screen. I will be fine. But not Toto. Toto doesn't talk enough. We need to let Toto talk.
Oh no, I want to enjoy the show.
Don't be shy, friend. You're part of the show here.
Oh. Well, I mean, it's quite surprising because, Nick just went really quickly through his run right now.
The turkey brick.
And it just made it.
By the way, side note, I do think Plywood is on pace.
Again?
Yeah, and that is the point that I was about to talk about, is that we have on one hand Plywood, and also we have Devil, who is going to perform his last run here. So maybe with
Plywood had to take
an
a
even
load.
better.
Yeah, right. Camera accidentally alerted.
Oh, I see.
So
it's a good strategy. I like this one.
I think this is one that Plywood and Puzon both do in some form. It's a very unique approach to it. Plywood being extra safe, utilizing another electromagnetic grenade to pause that one more time.
Yeah. I know it's a 5-second freeze, but I mean that 5 seconds can fly by, or it'll feel like it'll fly by, and you just don't notice.
I mean, it's 3 seconds on hard, just for comparison.
And I think it used to be 3 seconds on easy.
Yep, used to be
And
3 seconds universally.
That was difficult.
Brutal is another way to say it. Brutal, my friend. Shout out to Wachowski, ever always.
And
saluting.
Nick is going quite quickly right now.
Nick has had some
down right now.
Yeah, that is That is Nick in a zone. That is what's happening.
Good.
And
Let's
However-
see, shave some more time down.
However, Nick did not read the art book. We have to acknowledge that. It's all
Therefore,
good.
Devil Dude's run is vastly superior.
I would laugh if the art book turns into the save or kill the animals.
I could see it. I could definitely see it.
Because it's close enough to the end, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and there was a lot of trying to remember which year they didn't do Super Metroid when I first came around. I think it was 2018, I think it was, the HEQ.
Mhm.
There were so many substitutes for that, because I think that, you know what, it was the year Plywood ran Metal Gear Solid 1 on the PC, so I think it was 18.
Oh! Nick was pixels
saw.
off.
Did he get him?
Yep, that's a
Oh,
one.
yeah.
That's a 2 cycle.
Nice
Good
one.
recovery.
GG, Nick.
GG,
Let's
Nick,
see what the
indeed.
time is for Nick. Will I
So
have to update his
previously-
PB again.
Previously 52:38. Glenn,
56:21.
still a fantastic run.
Indeed, yeah.
Like any of the sub-hour runs, I would, there's always, it's something to be said about us, when it's sub-hour, because it's like, oh, thank God, there's a 0 there.
Now, just a note, that's a pretty girthy stage 9, and stage 8 was a little bit rough. But outside of that,
It looks pretty clean.
It is
Stage
clean.
2 can come down. In the meantime, let's see. Let's check in on our good friend Yuri once again.
Yeah, Yuri has some troubles. I think he's a
Seems
bit
to be
lost
stuck
into
in the maze, I think.
the
huh?
maze, yeah,
Oh,
unfortunately.
He's in the pause menu now.
So,
What's he
yeah.
doing? Let's take a peek here. I'm
I
not sure if
hope
he's checking his
he-
notes or.
Yeah, I
This
think
is
so.
one of those areas I had to write down. Oh, he's trying to. Okay,
Yeah.
he's trying to use the potty here, but I think
but unable to
there's a
because there's a ghost.
Yeah, there's a ghost on the screen, so he has to take the ghost down and
And wait,
and
yes,
Oh.
take the load.
yes, with only one bullet left.
Yikes!
So this is not well known, but did you know there's an Easter egg of content down here? A joke.
I think you showed it to me
I
a few
think
times.
I did. But this is also for chat. I'll just say, without being specific, there's a gate that if you open up, you get some pretty extra content that a few people have laughed out loud at. And I want to say, while we're watching Yuri, can we bring Devil Dude up full screen for a moment?
I'm thinking so here. Let's see what he's got going on. Do-do-do-do-do.
Oh, or maybe not.
He's in there. Oh. I have that on the wrong monitor for me to be able to read that.
GG to runners and team.
Just want to
see.
bring it a
Thank
little
you.
full screen for a moment, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's worthy of a full screen.
For sure.
Let me switch him over here real quick.
Well, GG to you, Devil, because you really did great.
GG's friend.
You know what? To the hero that we deserve and earned because of art book and cheese. Good game, Devil Dude. Good game, Devil Dude, indeed.
Yeah.
Can we have a round of applause to Devil Dude and Nick, both sharing some great commentary, and let's go back to Yuri and see how that's going as well.
What he's got
I
going.
mean that, or we can bring Nick as well full screen.
Oh, what's Nick got? Oh, he's got this event has been amazing! Exclamation point. Let's see where Yuri's got. Yuri's.
Ooh, that the code screen could be that. Oh!
Come on, Yuri, you can
But
make
there is a potty used, so not that bad.
Yeah, he figured out that you got to get rid of the ghost, and then Jesse
It-
can empty.
He made the most of it.
Yeah, I
Hey,
think
for-
that's pretty wise to drop the potty tape there.
There are so many people who wanted us to be able to add checkpoints in here, and you know, I understand why they would want that, and I hope they understand that that's part of the reason why the potty is the thing. An interesting note about game design in hindsight. One of the few deja vu. One of the few things that I think we wouldn't do if we did this again was not create an achievement to not use the potties, because that creates a counterproductive mindset.
That's also the point of one of the difficulties, or at least was, right?
Yeah.
So, all right.
So,
see if Yuri's
you know, I'm rooting for Yuri. I want Yuri to get past this labyrinth.
This labyrinth's length is the only reason I wrote it out, right? It's like I never had an issue figuring out where the intersections were. It was more of a I don't want to open the map.
So I've had 3 people in chat who have been watching who did this on their streams, right?
Right.
Well, multiple, more than that, but legit. Oh no, open. Oh, we might.
brick.
Oh,
Oh no!
No.
Oh, don't punch the turkey brick. It does not love you.
No.
But one of them, and I quote my dear friend, took a screenshot of the bricks on the ground, the arrow things to signify there is a intersection,
Yeah.
and says, "What the heck are these cheats?" And I'm like, "You played on hard. Because you've never played on hard, those little intersection markers don't exist on hard. So you have to kind of infer what the intersections are." And kudos to Yuri getting past that. Now let's see how the final chapter works for Yuri, and then soon after, Plywood.
Yeah, Plywood is quite close to Yuri right now.
That said, Labyrinth is one of the hardest locations for puzzles and such for a casual playthrough.
Well, the first time, yeah, it's quite disturbing at first. I mean, you have to find your way.
It's just the fact that not all maps typically don't tell you the direction specifically. If I remember correctly, it used to be way worse in hindsight. Because I don't know if I'm remembering this correctly. It used to not go north, south, east, west. It used to go left and right.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Because then that makes you think, okay, is it left and right on the screen or left and right from Jesse's perspective?
From Jesse's perspective.
Oh, God. That sounds like a nightmare.
It was.
Maybe that's why you added the mention when you're checking the map that it doesn't tells you where you have to go, but which which side you should take.
I will have to say, it was very good. By the way, this is the strategy called Just Another Mic. I'm just making it up, but Jesse is just another mic at this point. Manages to get in the door before that. 1 second.
Ooh. Well, while he takes a phone call, which, you know, these things happen. Where did that go? There it is. We had another donation from NickRPGreen, $4, but his comment reads, I shaved another 2 minutes, so you guys should get another €4. Big thanks to the devs for some hilarious commentary and for supporting the community. Now to get the wiki built up. Indeed, we shall.
I made it.
We did.
I went up. Wow.
Oh well, what do we got going on here?
I'll do it as Jack is not here. Shoutouts to Makovsky.
Somebody's got to do it.
I mean, he's been doing it for like 11 hours. It has to be done.
At this point, it's been an event tradition, right? Shoutouts to Wachowski.
So yeah, General X, final boss of the game.
He's evil.
He's like the bad guys of the dark side of the force.
Oh, Yuri never made the chloroform rag? Huh. So many interesting things going on. And then Yuri using his final med kit, which is actually very helpful because you get an extra phase on General X that you don't want. Because he's
Yeah,
mean,
indeed.
and he takes your stuff.
Yeah,
So if you have any med kits left, he will take that and then use it on himself.
and especially for medkits, yeah, you
And
can.
don't. Does Yuri have no ammo?
Don't think so.
I don't think he's got a.
Okay. Oh, we'll
Oh, he
miss
got him.
some bullets, maybe
He's
to
got
end.
3 shots and
Yeah.
no 6 shots, so he has to take the load. All right, so have a look here at his inventory while he finishes up. And Plywood looks at the art book.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and shoutouts to Makovsky, for sure. And yeah, he's
Yuri's ammo.
reading it carefully, by the way. Plywood is enjoying the outlook right now. So yeah, it may have become a common thing during this fight, but indeed you can waste some time if you don't use medkit, because General X is going to steal it from you and use it to heal himself. So
Wait, is he punching the tank to death?
yeah, he's
I've never
he's-
seen that.
that worked.
It works. And it also means, theoretically, you could punch General X to death, I guess.
Well,
Not that I ever feel like trying. Does he have?
he still has one grenade
He's
left.
a one cycle in then, doesn't he? Technically.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's gonna go back down and grab probably more EM grenades and rockets, I imagine.
Yeah.
This is just one of those ammo management things where it's just kind of like, make sure you know what you've got, just so that you don't have to come back down there. And it's probably easiest just to grab much, get maxed out, and be done with it.
Definitely, yeah. It's really a situation in this game where you have to be careful with what you stack and being aware of what you'll need later.
Hello, I'm back. Sorry about that.
It's all good. We've just been enjoying the art book in its entirety.
Oh, really? I missed it. Nah, turns out doing 12 hours of commentating, you need to be a dad sometimes, so I got that figured out. Coming back over here, though, how is Yuri's attempts at, give me the summary of how these wonderful fights against General X been going.
We just discovered that you can punch the tank to kill it, so it's really
an interesting
original.
thing to see. And oh no, we had those.
No.
Oh my! We just talked about that too, which is funny.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's really intense, right?
Did he not pick the automatic reload? Huh. Or I guess he could just manually reload. Whatever you want, I guess. Yep. Oh.
Nice. Still one cycle to get to.
There we go.
Nice one.
Yuri has finished the run. Very good.
GG, Yuri.
Jeez, let's see what his time is.
The PB. $142 for a first PB. Not
Okay.
arguing with that at all.
GG, that was cool.
GG's friend.
Very good GG there.
All right. Oh, well,
So if Yuri goes at the same rate as Devil Dude, that means that after 4 more runs, it's sub-hour, pretty much.
easy.
Easy. Are we to read this?
We are reading the art book, friend. Look at it.
I'll
in
read it.
all its glory.
UnMetal is actually this is an early version of UnMetal's graphics. At first, the action took place during the day. After some thought, I asked Marcel to try that version at night. And then I did a bit of speedrunning. Oh, happy. How's that? Speedrun?
Speed red. Good.
Yeah.
Thank you for showing us Plywood.
Plywood is yet another hero we deserved.
And is also the one we need right now. Last man standing. If you will. Man, what is with General X and y'all? He just wants your full potties.
I do want to say, shout out to Plywood for being the only person playing on keyboard. Plywood's not using a controller.
Nope, not at all. I think at most you've seen others use keyboard for bindings, and that's it.
All right. Do we have? Oh, so close.
General X is dead.
Not yet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Now General X is
Now
dead.
he's dead. Okay, nope. GG's.
GG's indeed.
Actually, now that I think about it, he's the only one that actually dies in this game.
In theory? Man.
That we know of. He's the only confirmed
Yeah.
kill.
You say that, but let's talk technicalities, because there's a helicopter, Black Thunder, that gets blown up. In theory.
Nobody not dead.
No one knows. Let's talk about the nuclear sub. Exactly, Zeke. Yeah, there's also the minefield. Still though, good run, Plywood.
Yeah, GG Plywood. Very good run.
Indeed.
So
Hello,
this Plywood.
coming in hot.
Great
To,
game, by the way.
Thank you. So I just wanted to say thanks to everyone for participating in this event. UnMetal Unleashed. It's a wrap. That's 12 hours of UnMetal on Metal Gear Speedrunners, and we raised over, if I can read the text because my feed is a little blurry, I believe that's over 500 euro, 580 euro and 24 cents. Did they say that with
Yep.
euros?
I think it's a Euro cent, yeah.
Euro cent. It's pretty incredible, and big congrats to Puzon for breaking the developer time. I don't think anyone else did. I came pretty close, but I had a pretty rough chapter 8 and chapter 9, and then, I was having bathroom adventures at the end, cheering Yuri on.
I think you and Nick have the closest to
I
times, right?
do also have a small announcement. Earlier there was a 50-minute record, a record time that was set by the developers and the publishers to be beat, and Puzon beat it. So I have confirmed with the publishers, and because it's a weekend, it was troublesome to. There were some challenges with timing, but at a time later than this event, they will put their own amount into the goal as well, as a congratulations for beating the time, as was said at the beginning. So, I just want to say congratulations to everyone, and thank you. And it's awesome that we're going to be able to bring so much good to so many people because of this as well.
Absolutely. Thanks to Versus Evil for putting in that euro. Sorry for hitting the mic. And I think we should do a quick thank you tour to all the commentators, all the runners, all the people who donated, all the viewers, to Versus Evil, to the developers, to the voice actors who came in earlier. It was a lot of fun watching all of that. And of course, to our tech crew. This layout and this product that was made to make this event happen, this coding job, would not be possible without our tech crew, without our social media team making these wonderful this wonderful layout and the animations. Lightning Strikes and Chuza and Roy, Dash Rando and Iroquois Pliskin, aka IP, and Apache Smash for doing such a great job organizing this event as well. it really was a team effort, and you all owe yourself a huge round of applause. And of course, thank you to all the people who watched throughout the event and cheered people on, because that is really what it's all about. It was a really fun event to throw together, and I'm so glad that it went off as it did, really. Even if I didn't get sub 50, that's okay. That's okay. It's not about sub 50. Puzon carried us through. Puzon's got us. Do you have any words, other people in commentary? Toto, Glenn, Jack?
It's been really a pleasure to be part of it, and I just hope we can set this up next time. And yeah, congratulations to everyone who made it possible, and for the viewers, the runners, the tech crew, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Really.
It's been fun, and Jack's been here all day. He's been a trooper. The runners have been troopers. It's been from what I've seen, a good show, and I'm gonna go back and watch the rest of it because I'm like Puzon's run. I want to watch in its entirety, for example. I know I missed anything crazy discussions that were going on. I know the voice actors were in here earlier, so there's a lot I would love to catch up on, and I'm going to. I just need to sit down and do it. Definitely a game I enjoy, and I hope you've all enjoyed watching it. And I appreciate that I was able to be part of this and that everyone tuned in and stuck around.
There are so many words that you said that was absolutely beautiful, Plywood, for all your thanks. Echoing that is the most important thing deep down inside. Thank you on behalf of the charity for every dollar that's going to support their cause. But I can't think of any better words than the phrase that I always hear Fran say. Thank you for playing my game, in his way at least of saying it. And we hope you enjoy it.
Well said. And I think I may have forgotten. Thank you to the people who host it, because this is a much more complicated setup than our usual fare on this channel. And, it was a little bit of a learning curve for everyone. So thanks to all the people who hosted and helped in the background with that, because that was really key and wonderful. So I think with that being said, I think UnMetal has been officially unleashed, past tense. So we're going to find someone to raid and call it a 12 hours. 12 hours and some change. Hope everyone that got a key enjoys the game, has a fun time with it, of course. So thanks to all the people who were watching and following along for that. Who else should I thank? Just thanks to the MGSR community in general. I didn't say that, but that is also very important. This channel would not exist without the community. So if you've been sticking around and you're unfamiliar with the community, feel free to join our Discord. Visit our website, www.metalgearspeedrunners.com. You can find us on Twitter at MGSRunners, MGSRunners. And keep a follow on this channel. We do a lot of Metal Gear speedrun content. We actually have a marathon coming up in about a month celebrating the 20th anniversary of Metal Gear Solid 2. So it'll be a really fun event. It's going to be around 3 days long. across that weekend. So look forward to that. That's going to be a really great event. Of course, we have our work cut out for us because we got to follow up this majesty. So that'll be fun. Of course, if people are interested in submitting to that event, please join the Discord, where we'll also be posting it pretty shortly to the Twitter as well. The signups are open for the next 12 days or so. October 28th at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time, the west coast of North America. So you have a little bit of time to submit. The more the merrier, of course. We are accepting Metal Gear adjacent, which UnMetal is Metal Gear adjacent, just to be clear. And any games that are turning 20 this year can be submitted to this marathon. So look forward to that. And the only other big thing happening this year for this channel, as of right now, is a relay race that'll be following in December, which will be the final relay race of the year, bringing us out of 2021 and into 2022. So I think I've now officially covered all the promo work that needs to be covered. All right. Okay, let's bring it on over to a runner, Metal Gear Solid runner. Seriously though, people, thank you so much for watching. It was a lot of fun.
This was a good day.
It was a very good day, and thank you to Jack for sticking through like the whole thing. By the way,
hold on. All right, I'm hearing so much thank you for Jack for being a champion the whole day. Let me have my rant. I have seen so many amazing people. There have been so many people in that green room doing amazing work in the shadows all day, and I want to say they deserve the real praise.
We are now rating. You guys are
All right.
That is all.
Stop.
That is all I want to say is thank you to all the true heroes in the background. And in the foreground. All the runners, all of you.
Hold on. It cuts.
Yeah, hold on.
I'm good to cut then, right?
Yeah.